Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our second on-site podcast here at the Australian Grand Prix of Melbourne. This is day 2 of Formula 1 racing, I guess, where we have just finished witnessing practice 3, the final practice session, and we'll also quickly review practice 2 from last night. Alongside me, my partner in crime, Modger.
Go JP, it's good to be here for yet another day.
Yeah, of course. Every day here is, particularly weather-wise, today is a vast improvement on what we saw on previous days here at Albert Park. Now, that a lot of the practicing on Friday was severely compromised because of constant unpredictable weather and unpredictable track conditions, Modger.
It was a bit tricky for the drivers to juggle with the weather, because the first 2 practice sessions that we had yesterday, they're an hour and a half each, but because of the track conditions and wet weather, drivers got less than 60 minutes of dry practice. So this day would have been really important for the drivers and the teams, I reckon, because they would have been able to get a full hour and a half on a dry track.
Yep, that's correct. Oh, well, it was only 1 hour for practice 3, and it's practice 3 is very typical of seeing teams running, the engine mappings and what have you of what is typical of a qualifying session, which is what we're about to witness in about half an hour's time, which is very exciting. Now, as practice 2 saw Michael Schumacher on top. Michael Schumacher on top was a very interesting one. Like I said, it's just practice really. I'm not really looking too much into it. But it's good to see Schuey getting in some pretty decent lap times. Yeah, well, it appears to be no fake, considering that I think he had a pretty good run in P1, finishing in 3rd or something, and then backing up again in P2. I'm trying to remember the standings from last night in P2. It's not overly important anyway. But if we could just quickly run through that one.
I've only got P3.
Okay, no technical difficulties. Never mind. But it has been a Mercedes dominated sort of thing. P1 dominated by the McLarens, and then P2 by the Mercedes.
Well, if you really want P2, I've got it now.
Just briefly, yeah.
Right,
Sorry
okay.
For the inconvenience, Modger.
Schumacher on top of the 129.1, so that is 129.1 Schumacher got, which is a bit a lot slower than what we saw in P1. Then second was Hulkenberg in his Force India. He got 129.2, and Perez in his Sauber, who got 130.1, and some of the big names like Jenson Button were down in 15th with 133, and Hamilton also with a 133.2 in 15th to 16th. So
pretty unpredictable rankings. Okay, so we'll take a look to P3 now. Now there is a lot of speculation and rumours at this stage about the Mercedes car and its performance. F1 can be a very technical sport, and a lot of the time the technicality of it can be over my head, but I'm led to believe that they have made some technological enhancements, which is aiding the downforce of their car in a particular way that they can get their DRS on sooner than others.
I think what they've got is some sort of some device, that happens when they click the DRS button. It's sort of like a second effect of the DRS flap being open. I think they have some sort of thing where they supplying air throughout the car. It was a bit hazy on all the details. It's a bit confusing because the presenter was holding out because some information they're not allowed to give. But it's something to do with airflow and downforce and stuff like that. So it's an aerodynamics package.
From what I understand is that they're managing to stall the front wing, and so at the same time you have low downforce on the front and the rear wing, which is creating some sort of better balance under DRS conditions. So, going to be some backlash from this. It tends to be whenever there is a major improvement in the field that other teams don't have.
Yeah, there has been some teams we did not find out who.
Ferrari.
Probably Ferrari. Ferrari were complaining about their little device, and they said if they're going to use this during the race, and they're going to have a bit of a whinge about it, basically. I think it was a few teams. We didn't find out who. They didn't say.
No.
But I'd imagine it'd be something like Ferrari.
They said it was 2 teams in particular, and they wouldn't say any names, but they suggested 2 teams that run in pretty close proximity. And there's only 2 Ferrari engines in the field, and
only one in relatively close contention as well.
But whatever one Ferrari team does, the others are obviously going to do the same, and Ferrari are notorious complainers, I guess.
Yeah. Especially
when they're not performing. You might hear the car. That is no, that is not qualifying getting underway. That is the McLaren MP426.
Last year's McLaren car, by the way.
It's last year's model, and it's a fantastic noise. That reminds me, if you just want to hear like some quality audio of what it's like to be so close on a street circuit, just recently uploaded some raw audio, so you know, keeping it exclusive here at JP and Modger. Okay, so we'll briefly wrap up P3 just in a little bit more detail than what we had before. Just got the rankings here.
It's just want me to run through the first 10?
Yeah, go through it.
Alright, Hamilton coming in at first with a 125.681. Then, which just edges out Romain Grosjean by about Romain Grosjean second, losing out by about a tenth with his 125.7. Then in third we've got Mark Webber with 125.9. Then followed by Jenson Button with a 125.906. Mark Webber was 129 flat. Fifth, Nico Rosberg in the Mercedes, got a 125.929. And sixth, Mark Schumacher in the same car as Rosberg with a 126.078. Sebastian Vettel in his Red Bull car, 126.2 in seventh. And Pastor Maldonado, 126.47, and Sergio Perez, 126.6, and 10th is Danny Ricciardo in his Toro Rosso with a 126.723.
Popular belief around the paddock at the moment is that Toro Rosso was a vastly improved car this year.
No,
but we've seen it firsthand. They're getting much better performances in practices, but then again, I think they did the same here in Melbourne last year.
Yeah, I think they did. I think this track does suit Toro Rosso. I remember last year they got off to a pretty decent start to the season. Everyone thought that they might be in for a much better season, but I think they just sort of died off and just ended up one of those mid-table teams, and that is the Vodafone V8 supercar going around the track.
About to get the McLaren that'll come roaring back past. It's a speed comparison test where they run 3 different types of cars. It's quite exciting. Okay, well anyway, we are now just moments away from qualifying. Be sure to keep updated with our channel because there will be plenty more uploads by the end of the weekend. We'll upload some more footage, just trackside footage at the end of the night. Just a prediction for qualifying, Modger?
Prediction for qualifying, I reckon it'll be I reckon Lewis Hamilton on pole. And there's a bird. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Back to the matter at hand. There's just a bird doing something interesting. I don't know what. Anyway, I reckon Lewis Hamilton on pole and Sebastian Vettel second and Button on third. What about you, JP?
Man, you know what? I'm the presenter. I don't have to do this. I'm gonna say It'll be McLaren as well, I believe, and I'll just make things interesting. I'll say JB instead of Lewis Hamilton.
Alright.
If Vettel does make the top 3, that's going to be totally out of the woodwork, considering he has not had a good practice session and failed to run the last 15 minutes of P3. So he's very much going into this round blind. So anyway, that's it for this edition of JP and Modger here at Albert Park, and we'll speak to you tomorrow.